Well, God bless you today, my beloved. This is Neil Ellis, and I'm delighted to be greeting all of you Mount Taborites, our followers, and our friends. Well, since the middle of March, we've been closed to in-person worship services. And so over the last 10 weeks, I've been having our virtual services via our social media networks and JCN channel 214. I do hope and pray that these services would have been a blessing to you in some way, shape, or form. I'm so very pleased, though, that the authorities have now relaxed the measures a bit. And this coming Sunday, June 7th, churches can reopen for public worship, albeit at a downsized level. Let me read something for you from the 2020 vision that we are operating from here in Mount Tabor this year. We cast this vision in December of 2019. Listen to these two paragraphs. This year, prayer must be a priority. And it must be a priority for the Christian believer. The spirit of prayer will sharpen our spiritual eyesight and heighten our spiritual sensitivity. In 2020, our prayer lives will open our spirit to the unfolding of revelation into the secrets and mysteries of God in a manner unlike any other time in recent memory. This time of personal preparation may drive us into a time of spiritual isolation. Ain't that something? These last 10 weeks, we have been driven into spiritual isolation. And I do hope and pray, my beloved brothers and sisters, that during this time of spiritual isolation or shutdown or lockdown, that you have not wasted these precious moments. I do hope and pray that you have heard from God somehow at some point during this time of isolation. And what I want you Mount Taborites to do is to email me that portion of scripture that really spoke to you during this shutdown period. Now, don't send me 5 and 6 passages of scripture. If you had 5 or 6, just send me one that most spoke to you or ministered to you during this time of isolation. Send it to bishop@mounttabor.org. I want you to do that because I'm going to take some of these passages of scripture over the next several Monday nights, and I'm going to be giving some exhortations from some of the scriptures that spoke to you so I can help to bring some light into what it is God has been saying to you. Let me just finish that paragraph though. In the realm of the spirit, isolation always precedes restoration and elevation. Ooh, this got to be an exciting time for us. We are getting ready to come out of isolation. And if isolation precedes restoration and elevation, guess what we're getting ready for? Restoration and elevation. That's why I'm excited, even with those of you who've lost jobs during this period or lost income somehow. Don't you worry about it. Get ready for restoration. Restoration means whatever you lost has to come back. Ain't this exciting? Indeed it is. And the last part of that paragraph says, in 2020, we must heighten our spiritual discernment and remain on high alert. And that's why this new schedule and these protocols are important, because even as you come out of isolation, you have to remain on high alert. And so there are some protocols that must be adhered to as we prepare to return to public worship. Now, I have elected, my brothers and sisters, to use a phased approach in our reopening for public worship. I know this coming Sunday, June 7th, is the official opening day for churches to return to their public worship. But I need Mount Tabor to know, for us, not yet. Not yet. Stand still and listen out for information that's coming. I need you to understand then that on this coming Sunday, please do what you've been doing and watching the services live on one of the streaming networks or on JCN. That same schedule we've been following during the lockdown period will continue for the next 2 Sundays, June 7th and June 14th. Now, this coming Sunday, I have invited the members of the Ministerial Alliance to sit in with me for that regular virtual service this Sunday. Because I want to use them to do a dry run, so all of our workers could be well acquainted with what it is they need to be doing at this time and in this new season. On the following Sunday, Sunday the 14th, I have invited the Board of Elders along with the Board of Servants to sit in with me for the second dry run. Now, why is this important? This is because I do not want us as the congregation and the public to just run right into the service on this opening Sunday. I need to make sure, as the leader here, that everything is in place and all the protocols are practiced and willing to be executed, ready to be executed, so that when you come, there are no kinks, there are no twists and turns. We can have everything in place to ensure your safety and, ladies and gentlemen, your comfort. On Sunday the 21st of June, that is Father's Day. That's when we will open to the general membership and the general public, for those of you who are members and followers, to come for public worship. Oh, this is going to be exciting. And I'm looking forward to seeing you with great anticipation. I can't wait, because there's so many of you I've not seen at all over these past 10 weeks. So you know your pastor, even though he can't shake your hand, he can't hug you, he can really look at you and give you a big smile, and then I'm going to be giving everybody a virtual hug. And I know you'll feel it like I'll be feeling it coming from you. All right? Now, let me tell you what all has been going on in your absence. Recently, the entire facility here on the campus has been sanitized. The sanctuary, the administrative buildings, the upper room, the family life center, and all of the attaching buildings. Every area of this facility has been sanitized. Now, the carpeting on the floor, Oh my God, that carpet you left, you won't meet that here when you come back. We're putting down new carpet, and I want to make sure that all the possible areas of the sanctuary that could hold any kind of anything is gone. Okay? I want you to understand also that hand sanitizers have been put in place throughout the campus, and you will see some things here that you did not leave here when you worshiped with us the last time. Now, going forward, until a vaccine for this COVID-19 virus has been found, the sanctuary will be sanitized every Saturday. Every Saturday. In addition, between each service on Sunday morning, the sanctuary will be sanitized. When you come back to the sanctuary, you'll notice that some pews have been removed from the sanctuary itself. And that is simply to give us the 6 feet distancing with all our pews. So as is required of us, all of our pews would be 6 feet apart, because only 30% of our occupancy is allowed at this time. Each pew will have 3 persons in the pew, 1 at each end of the pew and 1 in the center of the pew. Where there are family members of 3 or more living in the same household, you can sit together in the same pew as long as there's not more than 8 of you. The sanctuary has also been color-coded. Every aisle has been designated a color. Now here's what's going to happen when you come into the sanctuary. Upon entering the foyer, you must have your face mask on. You will be required to sanitize your hands, and we have placed hand-free sanitizers in the foyer area. And then you'll be given a card with a particular color. That color will direct you to a specific aisle. Now, I know all of this is a lot, but you got to bear with us because we're doing all of this right now for your own good, your own safety, and for your own well-being. After 2 or 3 weeks, it's going to be like zero. You will have it so down-packed, it'll feel like we've been doing this for years. But I warned you from last year that in 2020, the wind of the Spirit will be blowing in change. And my dear, change is not change until there's change. So here we go again. Beginning June 21st, on Father's Day, until further notice, there will be 3 morning worship experiences here. 7:15, 9:15, and 11:15. Each service will not last more than 75 minutes. And in between the services, we will sanitize the sanctuary once again. When you come in, you'll notice some plastic guards around the podiums. That's to create some kind of a separation between you and speakers at the podiums. Our offerings will be a little different. There'll be no offertory period during this season, but When you come in, you'll see tithers boxes in one of the aisles. You can put your tithes and offerings in those boxes. We invite as many of you as possible. When you come prepared with your tithes and offering, with your envelopes already completed. So we encourage you in this season to take home envelopes with you so you can do that and prepare your envelopes while you're at home. Of course, while you're in the sanctuary, you can still participate in the online giving if that's your choice. And you can see from the screen the areas where you can give online. Please remember also that when you come, there'll be some information given to you about communion. Communion for the next 3 months will be served and administered online. We have done communion online for the last 2 months. We're going to be doing it online again this coming Monday, and then on July 13th, and then again on August 10th. All right? So let's prepare for communion online all of these days. Monday evenings, the governing authorities have not yet given permission for weekday services. So our Monday evenings will continue online as we've been doing over the last 10 weeks. Well, Bishop, what about the children? And what about Sunday school? Unfortunately, Sunday school is put on pause for the moment until school reopens, because we want to take our cue from how the government system handles the children for the reopening of school, and Sunday school will work in harmony with the opening or the reopening of the school system here. So please bear with us. In the meantime, our media department, along with our social media department, have prepared a series of virtual Sunday school classes and lessons. And I believe the children will find this very exciting. Let me take this opportunity to thank the government and the health officials and professionals for how they have led us through this period. Now, this is not to say that there have not been some missteps. We would have wished you would have done some things differently. But this is the first time that all of us have experienced something like this. And so on behalf of all of the people here at Mount Tabor, we offer our thanks to those of you who've been on the front line, and for those of you who've worked behind the scenes, and for our government officials who have led us in this process. Thank you for getting us to this place. And to the wonderful people of Mount Tabor, I want to salute you for your behavior, your support, your performance, and your commitment to the things of God in general and to the ministry in particular during this lockdown period and this time of isolation. You rose to the occasion, and may the God we serve bless you real good. I know I've given you a mouthful today. I will give you a recap just before the 21st of June, before we do the official comeback for the general membership and the general public. So until then, whatever else you do, remember, for the rest of this year, whatever you involve yourself in, you've been anointed to walk in victory. I'll talk to you again soon.